I'm just going to tell you ahead of time, I accidentally left my headphones in for the audio, so it's going to sound a little trash canny. Sorry, but I didn't want to do it again. But I did forget one portion when you get to the portion where she says something to her sons. The one thing my mom did say to me that stayed with me for a long time, which was weird, was you were an accident. It's like, gee, thanks. Like, I'm a kid, I don't understand that. And they're like, what I mean is, you weren't planned. And then I got my tubes tied. So that's something she did say. Not saying she wished I wasn't here, but that. But I just wanted to clarify that. So, regardless of the timing of this, because I was even dragging him to in his misogyny, this right here is nothing to ignore. No. Um, we have a major problem with men's mental health, and there's a combination of things going on. And one being a mentally ill parent, and I think people need to be more educated on it. Do I think that K-Fed could have dealt with this differently? Yeah, because he should have really sat down with his kids and let him understand that mom has a mental illness. She doesn't mean those things. Um, is it okay to do? No, absolutely not. Because the kids are innocent in the story and they can't connect with mom. Okay? Now there's a disconnect from a female. Do ladies see the problem with this? Do you see the problem with this? Because then they come out and they have no connection with me and they do crazy crap and crimes. I'm not saying their kids are going to do it, but these are some of the things that are in these stories. So, and mom's being violent and wishing them dead because she has these moments of total rage. I was like, I noticed this. So, no, I absolutely believe that. I don't think he's lying about the stories, like when he's saying these things happen. So, no. That's concerning. So, yeah, that was the reasons and the thing. She needs to understand that her actions when she has those issues have a effect on the kids and they don't understand what your issues are and trying to be as empathetic as possible to like yes I know some things are out of her control because she needs to take her meds or whatever more therapy whatever. But yeah, we have a major problem in this country with men doing and committing lots of crimes. And when you read a lot of their stories, when they're talking about on the female side of things, but that includes the male side of things too. But on the female side of things, the mother being having mental health issues, and so the effect of it is the same as anything else. You know what I mean? Like they don't know what her problem is. It's just they're getting a message of you wish I was dead. I mean, it's such a horrible thing to say to a kid, right? But at the same time, she has those other issues. So I don't think if he's really tackling it well, and no, we should not ignore that. Brittany's very a push down person. Like, let's not deal with this problem, and then has a big blowout. So beyond the fact that he's trying to get whatever. Okay, because I was trying to do this thing yesterday about it, and I was like, I can't sit there and pass that off. I talk about this topic all the frickin' time. It would make me a hypocrite. So I could tell, like, at times she gets very angry because she's on the side of like the abusive parent, right? So I'm talking about abusive parents. And they don't take it well. So, but this is true. It's just like, why are they abusive? Now we're just in the territory of why they are abusive. Well, she has a number of issues over there. Yeah, because of her disorder there, she'll go in these ragers. I mean, not like us, where somebody's bringing up a story and we're just like, F this, F that. I don't typically say things I don't mean like that. Typically don't. Like, I don't just spew out, like, I just said all this and I regret it and nothing. I was like, most things I've said, I stand by them. There'll be some rare occasions, like, I may have jumped the gun in an opinion on something, but outside that, I've never said anything like that. So she has some other issues, dude. Because it still came out of her. Because regardless of the mental health issue, it's like the same concept. If you think about this, No one turns racist because they have a mental health issue. Like they have deep seated issues that I don't know where that came from. So, but she's still going through her thing, whatever. I'm not on the side of let's lock her up. Okay. So he wants to go on like that. I disagree. He wants to be a misogynist, and they're like, oh, trying to talk down to women. Oh, look, she's nude. We should like look at women like they're lesser than us, and they're Christian bullshit and everything else. No, that portion is not the problem. That portion is not the problem. The problem would be this. Yeah, I'm pulling a knife out on him. We know that happened because the other guy mentioned that thing. But she needs to understand those things. She needs with herself. She needs to step outside herself and look at the effects on other people from her actions. Like, I know when I'm angry at something, and I know when I'm saying something, and I'm talking to these other people, and I'm vastly aware about their feelings. But that's actually what differentiates us with people like this, because it's very self-focused and doesn't care about, the implications of how other people feel. So they're in fear. They're frightened. They don't understand. Well, the understand part is just us not having the conversation about it more often and trying to dissect what those issues are and the best way to go about dealing with it and talking with their kids about it, because that can have major lifelong effects on them, saying stuff like that or punching them or any of those things. Yeah, because she has a thing to be violent sometimes. Yes, that's what I was saying. I go, she do that. But I don't think that's a good excuse just because she's bipolar. So let me say this. Other people will say that, but we had to deal with somebody else that had that type of thing, and they were, to my knowledge, there's no violence in her story. So these are just when they mentioned the mom, I think it was the mom thing. Okay, so the mom sounded violent, like she hit her or something. Okay, so it came from somewhere, you guys. It wasn't she's just randomly going off the rails and beating up people. It's like something had to occur to make it a normal thing for her to go do, and blah, 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 right? So no, because you have to put them side by side. They all have maybe some similar things going on where they go in these, up and down, but they're not all violent. They never said anything like that to me. They were ultra nice. Yeah, and when they were in their heightened state and their mania, it was about, they would get ultra I gotta protect you. It's more like that. It's interesting. So no, we had that experience. So let's see. He writes that Preston was about 10 or 11. He asked Federline why Britney kept forcing him to bathe with her. Oh shit! Oh, I was like, yeah, that's actually important because we have men with major. See, now we know the other side of things because we're getting these guys that have sexualized their mother, and when they came up with all kinds of theories to this so long ago, but there's been a lot of sexually inappropriate behavior by their parents on their kids. That would be one. That would be one. But here's the thing about the story and why it's actually good he's saying this stuff. Because now most of the problems with her. Now you could see that it wasn't just randomly done. It's not some sane, healthy person that did that, okay? It's somebody that's dealing with some serious mental health issues to go on like that, okay? And I actually, I'm in the middle of the road on the stories. Technically, his timing's terrible, but at the same time, yes, he does have the right to talk about his side. I understand her being upset. She's going through her thing over there. But at the same time, this topic right here is so freaking important. It's so freaking important because it affects us. It also affected her. Whatever happened in her childhood, a lot of stuff, right? So no. I mean, I think she should embrace. I know he seems, I know. Because I was like really going there, but I was like, I can't because this is absolutely on target, on topic. And it gives you more information that you need to know to embrace what had happened. Embrace what had happened and have this discussion because it's not like I'm like, oh, Brittany, you're such a horrible thing and terrible human and blah, 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 okay? But just sit with it and embrace it and talk about what was going on at those times. Like that thing right there, I don't know why, like we don't know what was going on in her head as to why she thought it was okay. See, this is something like, my mom didn't do that, but there's a level of like disconnect right there. Do you guys see it? It's weird. It's like they're not on planet Earth right there to be going on like that. Okay, so that's from her mental health issue. So something that's somewhat uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable when she's in the state. But I don't know where she got that from. That's just I don't know. But she might have been. I don't know. It's just a level of disconnect. That's all I can say about it. It was clear he was uncomfortable, to put it mildly, and I had to step in and make it stop. All right, thank you. You're like my dad, actually, where my mom was starting to do weird stuff. That's probably why she keeps getting angry. Like, there's a lot of stuff about her. So I was like, yeah, she gets very angry because technically, as I'm talking, like, I'm not speaking to any one person. This has happened before, but I'm not speaking to any one person. And there's been times where I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, but when you're talking and you're not thinking of any specific person, but it actually they get like it's they take it personal because they fall in line with the people we're talking about, and then they get mean and evil to you, right? Like I had this happen. I don't know, just a while ago, but anyway, I was like, I'm. It's just true, right? It's just true. Um, if he didn't, then it's a form of sexual abuse, and I don't want Brittany to go to jail for some shit like that. You know what I mean? Come on, girl. So, yeah, no, I was just like my brain on this right now, and I was actually talking about the bath thing, which is really interesting. I was talking about the bath thing because that's how we got abused from my evil grandmother, and I didn't view it in that way as a kid, but it is a form of sexual abuse what she did there. I was like, I don't know it's like a sexual abuse, but in the form of kind of torture. It was uh like a kid cannot wrap their mind around that. But when I'm looking back at it right now, I'm like, what the but like it's so out there. It's so out there. And she may have also had a myriad of things too going on. It could be things like this, but she was chronically just evil. Chronically, it was just chronically. It was like a nonstop thing. And then she's like a snot too on top of it, a snotty, abusive old bag, and self-centered. Abused her son all the time. My dad. So, but my dad was then abusive. But we knew that my evil grandmother was raped as a kid and abused, and that's what came out of it, okay? It's a cycle. There isn't like a starting point, like, oh, it just started with mom. I was like, no, it goes back for centuries. Centuries, actually. So, yes, I'm sorry that happened to your sons. I'm not wishing ill will on the sons, and we should actually pay attention to sons because they're shooting up the place. So, this is it. I mean, this is one part of it. So, yeah, she needs to embrace it. You did it, so just embrace it. Just embrace it. Just, I know, she doesn't want to help them get any money. I was like, I know, it's like that thing on it. But this topic right here is ultra important for everyone, like literally everyone. So I don't want to disregard it. I think it'd be terrible of us to disregard this portion. So he claims Jada, 19, was also hospitalized as a child when he visited Spears in Louisiana, alleging that while they told Jaden it was for allergies, he had actually gotten hold of pills. Whether they were Britney's or someone else's, I'll never know. Wow. Yeah, these kids went through some shit, dude. These two boys, yeah. Yeah, typically, and they'll start coming out and going, women are shit. Ladies, you do not want this. Because, yes, this is some of the tell off. So I was like, no, no, we ain't on Britney. Like, we ain't on Britney. We didn't do that. Okay, so then he further claims Spears over baby Jaden. Okay, so this is bad. That's like the narcissist parenting thing. Kept him, oh, no. Wholly different. Wait. Keeping him in diapers well after he was potty trained. Later, she would frequently wake him up in the middle of the night and drag him to her room to keep her company. Yeah, maybe she. Oh, like maybe she chronically wants him to stay this little tiny innocent baby. Maybe that's the mindset to that. Because she did talk about going back to a kid. So maybe that's the reason there. What do you guys think? This had gone on his whole life. He's all 19. She's like, you gotta be in your diapers, dude. That may be what. Oh, you know what? There's a diaper fetish thing, a weird thing. I actually, at this minute, do not know the causation of that. It would be interesting if it was from something like this, where they had him wearing them longer than they should have, and then where they're really consciously aware as a kid, and then they sexualize that behavior to keep wearing them later, and then needing the mommy thing to cuddle them, this weird thing. So all those things, when you're talking about that community, it came out of somewhere. And most people just kind of like on the surface are like, oh yeah, childhood something, it's totally innocent, blah blah, and they don't go deeper into the psychology of it, like where did this really come from? And in a lot of these cases, they technically been abused, but some things are not abuse. Like some things are just so freaking random. It's like it just happened, just some weird ass like thing in the environment. But some things do go down the line to where, oh, this happened, and they may not know. Like the person that's going through that, they may be like, oh, it happened because of this, but if they because they didn't view this as being abusive or something, so then they wouldn't pull it out. I don't know, but that's interesting. Okay, so then this had gone on his whole life at that point. Just one more thing that required my intervention to stop. It was a pattern. She pulled him into her room at all hours, leaving Preston alone. The imbalance in her attention towards them was beyond frustrating. It was harmful. He described one alleged incident in which he claimed Spears barged into his home unannounced when he wasn't home, and his wife Victoria and the kids and their nanny were home, and then Spears somehow got through security wearing a corset top, Daisy Dukes, so short that they could see everything. One boob hanging out of a ripped shirt. In one hand, she got a single purple diaper. For Jaden, who worn a diaper, and he hasn't worn a diaper in over a year. He has those moments, you guys. I was annoyed as a kid that my mom kept trying to do crap like that. Like, she chronically almost halfway ran around naked most of the time anyway. I guess Cher did that too or some crap. I don't know, but it was just weird because I was like, there's a point where it is inappropriate. Like, it was inappropriate, like, for me. Like, there was a number of occasions. But, I don't have a problem with her doing her bullshit online. If she does it online, she ain't doing it to, just a lot of things with that. But yeah, you see the placement of it. I don't know why that is. It's just all over the place. So then, Federline claims Spears undressed Jaden and put him in a diaper without saying a word while Preston hid in the basement. Oh my god. Federline writes that he was worried about his son's visits with Popstar because of her erratic behavior, including alleged incident in which they came home with their hair bleached. Oh, that would have been me. I'm like, hey kids, like, bleach. But not just streaking or highlights done. It was like bleached down to their scalps. Their skin was burned, and I had to shave their head. Oh, ow. Okay, yeah. And their scalps looked like leopard print from the chemical burns. She probably did it and then just forgot about it and left it on them for like ever, and then just, that's weird. Yeah. Okay. Federline claims that they were teenagers. When they were teenagers, Preston and Jaden told him they didn't want to visit her anymore. He claims they started recording incidents with the singer on their phones. Yeah, because Kate had probably told them to. Okay, including her allegedly screaming at Preston for not wearing a shirt she wanted him to wear for an Instagram picture. Okay, my mom, because this is interesting. So my mom did this other weird thing too about the underwear. There was this long stem thing about the underwear during that Golden State Killer thing too. But when I went to see her when I was like 30, I'm like 30. She brings me, this is a bizarre thing. I don't want anybody to use underwear, okay? This is just me. She's like, I got these other underwear, and they were like a size medium, and at that time I was like a 0 to 2 or something. And she's like, do you want them? And I was like, oh no, thank you. No, it's okay. And then she starts flipping the F out on me. I'm standing in the hallway at her house, and she starts flipping out on me because well, number one, they were too big, and two, no, I don't want to use underwear, and it's okay, and I was nice about it. And then she flips out. I don't even remember what she said. I was too in shock, like, I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, what is going on here? Maybe she has some similar thing. Maybe, I mean, she doesn't have like yelling, throwing, and punching. It's just that she just started flipping out about it. It went to a level of, yeah, kind of screaming, but not like this extent, okay? But it was just so, it was out there. It was just out there. You just can't make sense of it. So me as a kid, when I was a kid, and I'm dealing with it, you don't know what's wrong with them. It's just like, sometimes she does these weird things. The weird things. I don't know. Sometimes she does these weird things. But yeah, I don't know. Okay. She never wished me dead. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, yeah, so there's a differentiating thing. Okay, after Federline and his son moved to Hawaii, he writes that they hit a breaking point in their relationship with Spears. Federline claimed Preston had an argument with his mother on the phone, and Spears told her he wished they were all dead. How can a mother say that to her son? Because she has mental illness. I know you're asking. It's like Keifa needs to learn too about her mental health issues, so it's kind of like she's when you confront her on something that she did, like her actions, she gets defensive and then goes haywire. Like it's like beyond the normal. Like if somebody said some shit, like I would be pissed. It's like beyond, and that's how she responds to it. I don't know. That's what I've seen, and she'll get vindictive. She'll get and yes, somebody keeps coming out here going, she's the sweetest person on earth. It's like, well, this isn't the sweet part of her, so it's a part of her that is irregulated. I'm like, it's out of healthy norms. Press and having, and it's okay to get angry. Like, I just want to put it this way. So when people look at this, it's okay to get angry. It's okay to say things. But this right here is like the level of when it's like crosses over to like, whoa, okay, this is beyond and you have an issue. Okay. It's okay she got mad and said, I don't know what this argument was over. So just saying, right now, I don't want to talk to anybody or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea what the argument was over, so I can't even say. But yeah, then she shoots out, like, I know this is the worst thing to hurt you. It's just that, yeah, she has it. I seen it, so it's not, unbelievable. It's that, but I'm trying to figure out like when she's acting like that, right? It is like over a trigger, like it's a something, whatever happened right there, right? It's like a lead in, and then boom, this like thing happens. Preston, having to deal with her betrayal for years, took it better than I did. He understood her anger and instability, but it didn't make it any less painful. Yeah, I had the other girl I was talking about where her family was all mentally ill, and I couldn't deal with it because I'm an adult. Here's the thing. If you're an adult and you're totally, I don't know, I think there is a difference because, and it could be just because they're so young and that's all they know. So it doesn't affect them the same way as somebody who's like healthy or healthier, we'll put it that way. K-Fed is not healthy, but a healthier person that had grown up dealing with that as their normal, it is way traumatizing. And I was actually trying to dissect that. I go, how does this young girl like not really respond to it? Like it's like they are affected. They're affected in a way of depression, the way of maybe some other issues. But she didn't turn out a bad kid at all. You would think, but it's me that's suffering the most, the adult. It's crazy, but yeah, so I understood that line. Like, I understood that line, actually. Trauma like that left scars, ones I fear they'll carry on for the rest of their life. Yeah, yeah. Probably in the form of depression, the non-connecting to mom, the things that she said. But yeah, I mean, it's like she didn't mean them. Like, deep down, I don't believe she means them. It's coming out of her illness, so. He claims in the book that Spears watched her son sleep with a knife in her hand and Jake Hoke while breastfeeding. Spears' reps didn't immediately respond to page 6. Requested a comment regarding the alleged abuses against her son, but previously hit back at his host. And she likes all these mean women too. I was just like, oh yeah, I guess that's why I'm actually not this mean woman. So it's weird. I get pinned as this like terrible human, and I go, what's funny is like I would never say those things. The only people I war with is these horrible, horrible monster men. I was like mostly, and a couple of really bad women, but no, I noticed like all the women that I was saying that have these problems, right? She's like, I love them. And I go, see, you see it right there. The men with the mental health issues always love the men with the same mental health issues. And it's no different with females. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting. She's making me learn like a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of just like, huh? Is it true he's probably all profiting off her? Yeah. Okay. That's the faults on his side. He has other issues because he was attracted to that. You have to keep in mind he was attracted to that. Not the greatest MO from the beginning. And so you could look deeper into this. Is that okay, Fed? Why were you attracted to somebody so off-kilter? Did you feel like you got the control that you needed to? You know what I mean? You have to question those things too. But what he brought up here is very important. It actually is, and it's effed up.